What's up, YouTube? It's Saturday, so you know what that means. Yesterday was Friday, which means SmackDown was on, and I'm here to talk about it because this is TWE. Yeah. SmackDown opens up, and we can see they're clearly in Europe because the crowd is already on fire as the show starts before anything happens. LA Knight comes out right off the bat. Crowd goes nuts, goes wild for him. He recaps his title win, says he is U.S. champ, but he's worldwide. Jimmy comes out, challenges LA Knight for the title, but the Bloodline then comes out and Solo says that Fatu is the only person that should be challenging for the shot. Bloodline uses the numbers advantage to try to take them out, but Braun Strowman comes out for the save, and LA Knight, and Jimmy get him out. Aldis comes out and says, let's make a 6-man tag starting now. Break goes on when we come back. The Bloodline has control with quick tags. Jimmy finally tags in LA Knight. He hits a neck breaker and a DDT, goes for a pin, but not even a 1 on Jacob Fatu. LA hits the jumping elbow, goes for a BFT, but the Bloodline gets him Fatu out of it. Break happens. We come back from it, and the Bloodline has the advantage. LA gets the tag on Strowman. Strowman throws everyone out, hits the big shoulder tackles on the outside. LA dives on Solo. Jimmy dives on Fatu. Strowman hits his power slam on Tonga for the 1, 2, 3. Your winners, LA Knight, yeah, Jimmy Uso and Braun Strowman. After the match, Solo Sikoa spikes Braun Strowman. LA Knight takes Solo out to the crowd. Jacob Fatu gets up, super kicks Jimmy, takes down Strowman, and hits his moonsault not once, not twice, but 3 times. He walks to the stage, turns around, starts booking it down to the ringside, running into Strowman through the barricade into the Timeskeeper. Yeah, big start to the show. Crowd was hot throughout this whole thing, and we find some stuff out that happens because of all that. But yeah, great match, I think, in the start. Good way to start it. You got your new U.S. champion. You got possible contenders already set up. It's going to be a good time. After that, we see a vignette showcasing Triple H's career for the Hall of Fame. That's what they're promoting here. We recap what happened last Friday between Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca Belair, followed by an interview with Jade Cargill. Says that Naomi is acting like she's the victim when it was Jade who's the victim. Liv and Raquel show up. They start bickering with Jade. Jade says, nah, this ain't the time. You know what? Next week, me and you in a match. Liv accepts. So next week, we'll be getting Liv Morgan versus Jade Cargill. That's going to be a good one. We move on to B-Fab versus Charlotte Flair. Flair completely controls the match from the start. First 5 minutes, B-Fab's just getting beaten down. B-Fab, however, does start firing up, hitting a suplex, kick like a spinning kick in the corner. B-Fab hits a bro kick like boot, goes for the pin, gets a 2. Flair hits a super kick followed by a natural selection. She then locks in the figure 8, gets the submission, but Flair refuses to let it go till Tiffany Stratton comes out, gets some punches. Security shows up, but they suck. But they suck at it, obviously. And Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte keep getting to each other. Tiff does a dive onto Flair, then Flair dumps off the announce table herself. Tiff dives from the top rope shortly after that, and basically just falls on all the security guards, completely misses Flair. That's what's going on there. We go to a video of Drew explaining why he's going after Priest, and he's come to the conclusion that there's one person that's been getting success off of his screw jobs that he's been getting screwed over. And that was Damian Priest. So he's gonna basically give Priest the receipts for all those times that Priest capitalized on Drew getting screwed over. Miz comes out for Miz TV, but before that, they show a new vignette called Epic Moments. I guess they're doing on SmackDown, called Epic Moments of SmackDown History. And they started off with AJ Styles winning the WWE title. against can't remember his name. He was the guy that no one wanted to be WWE champion. The modern day Maharaja. Can't remember his name though. But yeah. So Miz is in the ring, but Flair and Tiffany Stratton start brawling back out from the backstage area. Tiff gets on top of the big Tron that they had there for their entrance and does a swanton bomb on top of Flair and the staff again. Miz finally starts Miz TV, says what a way to start it with that. He says his guest, who is Cody Rhodes, should have taken the Rock's offer, should have listened to him and taken their offer. Says he won't be Cody Rhodes won't be Cena like the Miz did at WrestleMania. Cody comes out, the crowd is loud, singing his song. Miz shuts down the music, says he doesn't have time. Cody Rhodes gets in the ring and instantly hits him with a crossroads for his insolence. Cody says he doesn't want to talk to anybody unless it's John Cena. So I think, you know, Bumps was saying a couple the last SmackDown review that he needed to see a fire, and then he started seeing it in Raw. If he was here right now, I guarantee you he'd say, "This is what I wanted to see." Cody's taking no BS from anybody and is looking forward to his face to face. We find out Priest and Shinsuke will have a match due to earlier. We see a promo video of a silhouette of a luchador, maybe Rey Fenix. It's rumored that he might be coming to WWE. Pretty sure it is though. His mask and everything with that whole silhouette looked a lot like him. We move on to Priest versus Shinsuke. Good back and forth with Priest having the advantage to the break. We come back with Priest still on top. Shinsuke regains control though with knees. Goes for a pinfall, gets a 2. Priest regains control in the elbows to the break. When we come back, Shin has control, going for a pin for a 2. Shin hits an enziguri. Priest returns with a face plant. Combos, broken arrow. Shin rolls out. Priest follows. They go back into the ring. Back and forth happens. Priest gets an advantage till Drew shows up. Shin goes for the Kinshasa, but gets south of heaven. Drew comes in and causes a DQ. Priest and Drew have a back and forth till Shinsuke hits him with the Kinshasa and leaves Priest for Drew to have, leaving the bones. Drew beats down Priest and nails him with the steps. Drew goes to leave. Priest crawls back into the ring, and Drew comes back and hits a huge claymore onto Damian Priest and then violently stomps on his head. I am looking forward to this rivalry. I wasn't really excited for it, but after today, I think it's really picking up. Last week, we kind of saw a little bit of it, and this week, I think it's really amped up. I think this is going to be a really good match that we're going to have eventually. Kathy Kelly interviews DIY. They say that SmackDown has the best tag team division because they are the champs. Motor City Machine Guns show up, and they say that there is unfinished business. So let's see what happens after this match. So yeah, Motor City Machine Guns not forgetting what DIY did. Chelsea Green is then interviewed after the break. Says she's been treated wrongly this whole time, but that's why now she has 2 Secret Service people now. Zelina Vega then shows up, says she wants to go for the title. Piper says you have to go through me first, and she says bet. So next week we're going to get Piper Niven versus Zelina Vega. Next match that shows up is Randy Orton versus Carmelo Hayes. Orton comes out and the crowd is just going nuts for Orton, singing his song. Melo fakes a handshake, disrespectful towards Orton. Orton makes him pay with a big European uppercut. He rolls out to the outside. Orton follows, gives him 2 back suplexes onto the announce table. Melo holds Orton onto the bottom ropes when they go back in. Melo had control as we go to break. When we come back and Melo gets a 2 count, Orton comes back with a clothesline and power slam combo. Melo gets up quickly though, goes for a springboard, but gets caught into another spinning power slam. Orton hits his drape DDT, sets up for the RKO, but Mello rolls out. He hangs Orton over the ropes, hits a springboard DDT, very nicely done. Never seen a DDT done that way. It was very neat to see. Gets a 2 count. Hayes goes out on top. Orton joins him. Orton hits the superplex, sets up an RKO. Hayes fights out for a little bit, gets like a code breaker, but then gets caught by an RKO, and your winner, Randy Orton. Orton, after the match, puts his hand out for the actual shake. Melo shoves him. And then Orton just gives him another RKO, sets him up for the punt. But Kevin Owens comes out of the crowd, pulls out Melo. Orton goes after Owens, gets a few good shots, but Kevin Owens runs through the crowd to get away. Really good match. Orton is just really good at elevating young, quick talent like that. RKOs were spectacular looking RKOs, and yeah, you could just tell. Like this was one of the matches. There was a couple moments in this show, and this was one of this match was one of them where it didn't even feel like a normal televised SmackDown. It almost felt like a big pay-per-view. Just the crowd was just so into this type of stuff that it felt like you were watching a big over the seas pay-per-view or PLE, and you couldn't help but get sucked into the emotion in the air. We meet the Bloodline in the back. We learn that Fatu starts spitting his words like only Fatu can, and he is such a gospel speaker on the mic. And we find out that Jacob Fatu is going to go against Braun Strowman next week. We see a vignette, all black with smoke, saying the number 4, possibly Aleister Black, but there's other rumors. I'm not quite sure, but you know, who knows? If Aleister Black's coming back, I think he'll do good. I know Triple H was a big fan of him in NXT when he was working for him. And if he can come back and do something kind of like what he was doing in AEW, he's going to go far in the WWE. Gunther is now in the ring. Says he's the best European wrestler and he wants to prove it. Says he'll challenge some hometown kid, which turns out to be Axiom. That Max next. Axiom, who you know is the half of the NXT Tag Team Champions, is from where they're at. Which I forgot where they're at now. Maybe it was Brazil. I think maybe they were in Brazil. I totally forgot to write down where they're at. Usually I do that and I forgot. But I think it was Brazil. But anyway, it was his hometown. So Axiom catches Gunther with some kicks and elbows. Gunther tries to chop but in the corner but keeps missing. Finally, Gunther hits a chop to get ahead. Axiom tries to get back but gets chopped again. Axiom gets up and gets some kicks in. But he gets caught and put in the Boston Crab in a crossface. Axiom fights out but gets chopped back down. Gunther with these horrible chops. Gunther tried to rip the mask off Axiom, gets out with a huge drop kick from the ropes, rolls Gunther up for a 2. Gunther hits his drop kick and then powerbomb combo for a very close 2. Gunther goes up top rope. Axiom meets him, hits a huge hurricanrana and his big kick finisher for a very close 2. I almost thought he was actually going to do it. Gunther gets control, hits a power bomb, the huge clothesline, followed by a second power bomb, and gets the 1, 2, 3. After Gunther puts Axiom into a sleeper hold to prove his point. Yeah, this match is not main event worthy, and if they get the main event, I call bullcrap. Either night 1 or night 2 of WrestleMania. It's just not building enough for me. I get what they're trying to go for, but I feel like Jay's being too baby's face. I feel like he should have came and interfered in that match. I feel like, but you never know. It might be coming up sooner than we think because of what happens later. We recap what went down with Rollins, Punk, and Roman on Raw. Paul Heyman's in the ring to hype us up for 2 things. Says it's Roman Reigns Day because 2K25 has come out. And he says some people have a problem with him being on the cover and it being Roman Reigns Day. And that next week they can come and say it to his face because Roman Reigns will be live on SmackDown. Looking forward to that. Can't wait for that. I have a feeling we're going to see both Rollins, Reigns, and Punk all in the same area. Pretty sure. Punk might be cashing in that favor pretty soon. You never know. Go backstage, see the Street Profits are getting ready for their tag title match, and then Del Fantasma shows up and basically says, "We hope, good luck. We hope so, because when you get those titles, we're gonna take them." I don't think they will. Uh, and by the way, Del Fantasma, they have two different tag names. When it's just the two tag guys, it's Los Garza or something like that. But when they're with Santo Escobar, then they're Los Del Fantasma or something like that. Why do we have two names? It should be just one name. Get rid of one of them. Ridiculous. Gunther is then seen in the backstage trying to get Jimmy to talk sense into Jay, which said that Jimmy is the more sensible person, more adult, more mature. Jimmy says, "Hey, you're gonna get dethroned at WrestleMania." Gunther says, "I guess I was wrong," but yeah, I have a feeling we're gonna get a match between those two. Um, then we get to the main event: DIY versus Street Profits. Dawkins starts with Ciampa into the ring. Dawkins gets an early advantage. Double team on Ciampa for a 2 count. DIY tries to do a double team but fails. Ford gets tagged and keeps control. We come back and DIY have control. We come back from commercial and DIY have control. Ciampa goes for the fairy tale ending. Dawkins gets tagged in and uses his power to regain the advantage. Pins and gets the 2. Double team for a 2. Ford goes for a 450 but gets countered into a double team by DIY for a 2. Back and forth happens. Dawkins sends Ciampa out, catches Gargano. Another DDT for a 2 with a breakup. Dawkins goes for a Swanton Bomb but misses. DIY hits the fairy tale ending slash super kick. Gets a 2 count. They set up for the DIY's knee and kick in the middle of the ring. I can't remember what they call it. Gargano, Dawkins moves out of the way. Gargano kicks Ciampa. Uh, Gargano gets taken down. Ford then hits the big frog splash that he can do, and it gets the 1, 2, 3. Your new tag team champions, the Street Profits. Good match all the way through, and really did not take my eye off it at all. And throughout the show, I was doing other things as well, But this was one match that I just kept my mind on, and yeah, like all in all, like I said, I think the whole show it felt like an overseas PLE. Like it really did. It was a good match. Good show. The tag team champ Street Profits deserve it. I think we're still leading up to like a 4-way for the tag titles on SmackDown side. I think that's what we're leading to. Oh, and yeah. So all in all, good SmackDown. I'd give it a good 4 out of 5 stars for sure. I enjoyed it. Cody is gonna go ham. I can't wait till next Monday when him and Cena are in the ring together. And yeah, the matches that were announced that we're gonna get next week are gonna be good as well. I feel like this road to WrestleMania is we're in the fast lane. We are going. We as WWE fans are getting good eats. We have a good buffet that we get to eat all we want right now. So you guys let me know in the comment section if I'm wrong. Bumps apologizes for not being able to be here today. So, everything's all Gucci. He will be back on the Monday. I got the Raw. I gotta change that in post. I just realized I got the Raw logo. Speaking of Raw. Anyway, so he will be back on the next Raw review next week, next Tuesday. So with that being said, chat, I hope you guys have a great one. Let me know in the comment section what you guys thought about the show. Like the video if you enjoyed this video. Share it with a friend. See what they think. See if they agree with what this hairy man had to say. And you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, especially if you're finding yourself coming back all the time. What you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Come on, man. Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. And also hit that notification bell to get notified when the next video comes out. But with that being said, I hope y'all have a great day. Keep being good. Be great to yourself. Be good to others. Tell somebody you care about them. Make the day better. Trust me on that. And we'll see you on the next review. Peace, y'all.